Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining me today. I put together this short presentation for those of you out there that are looking to sign up with one of these online survey companies. I think there are a few things you should be aware of before you decide to sign up. A while ago, I signed up with a few of them, and there were some things that I experienced, and I thought, it would be helpful to share so you do not get surprised after you sign up. All right, so here are 7 things you should know about online survey jobs. All right, and the first thing is providing truthful info when being surveyed. And what do I mean by this? Okay, providing truthful info when being surveyed. Just so you know, these survey companies, they act like middlemen between you and big companies like Walmart and Microsoft and Target and all these big guys. So the survey companies collect information about you, things like stuff you like, things you dislike, products you use on a regular basis, places, services you like, places you like to go, that kind of information. The survey companies collect all this data and they send them to these big guys. I think they do sell them, to the big companies and mid-sized companies, and the info they get, it helps them with marketing. Okay, so it helps them in decision making, which demographic they need to target. It also helps them with when it comes to the products or services that they are planning to launch in the market. When they have such data and information, they can tell if a product will do well or not. So these big companies rely on this information that these survey companies give them. So it's very important that the data is accurate and truthful. Okay, that's very important. So these survey companies are paying you, and they're expecting that the information you're giving them is not something you just made up, but it's actually truthful, it's accurate. All right, now you might say, well, I'm just gonna make stuff up. I don't want to tell them everything about myself. I'm just gonna make things up. They're not gonna know anyway. Well, that's where you need to be careful, because the survey system that you are going to be using to answer questions, it's actually like a programmed software, and they program this software to behave a little bit like a lie detector. All right, so um, it's programmed in a way to detect if the information you're providing is actually accurate. And I'm just gonna give you an example. Let's say um, in one of the survey questions they ask you, um, when was the last time you purchased meat, right? And then you say, okay, they give you the options, and you say, oh, okay, the last time last week. Let's say you checked last week, right? All right, then they will ask you a follow up question that says, do you enjoy steak? Right? And then you say, yeah, you check yes, right? And then maybe 15 questions down the road, maybe the 25th question or something like that, they're going to ask you another question that says something like, are you a vegetarian? Or are you a vegan? And if you answer yes, right there, they could see a mismatch. I mean, you were saying you just purchased steak a week ago. You enjoy steak, and here you are saying at the same time you're a vegetarian. So the system can begin to recognize some mismatches. Okay, I hope you get the picture that I'm trying to paint here. That you got to make sure that the information you're giving is truthful. All right, that it flows very well, because if you do not do that, and the software picks up that behavior, that you are the type that don't give accurate, or you provide mismatch information, the survey companies would likely penalize you a little bit. And but what I mean by that is they're not gonna give you a lot of surveys to do, because you have a reputation of not providing them accurate information. So that's something you need to. If you are the type that don't feel comfortable giving out, information about you, some of these questions could be a bit sensitive. I mean, they could ask you of your health condition, and personal stuff, relationship stuff, and maybe information about your children. Some of these things could be sensitive. So if you are the type that don't feel comfortable giving sensitive information, it might be a bit of a problem, because again, like I said, the software is designed to act like a lie detector, to monitor how you're answering the questions. All right, and they could detect the information you're giving them, whether it's accurate or not. All right, so that's one point that you should be aware of. Okay, the next thing has to do with the time it takes to complete some of the survey. Now, many of the surveys could be completed in as little as maybe 5 minutes, or some probably 2 minutes. Okay, but there are some that could take about 30 minutes, some maybe 45 minutes, and in some extreme cases maybe an hour. Okay, so don't ever entertain the idea that all the surveys are going to be short and could be done in less than 5 minutes, or maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. All right, some of them could take a little longer. Usually they tend to reward you a little bit better if the survey takes maybe 45 minutes to complete. So just that's just another point you should know, that some surveys could take a little longer to complete. All right. Now, the third point I wanted to make is the pay. Guys, the pay is not that much. All right. I will average it to be somewhere between $3 to $6. All right. Now, in some cases, maybe if the survey is some kind of a 1 hour survey, they tend to give you a little bit more incentive, so that you wanna complete it. So they might make him, I don't know, maybe $10 or $15. But those kind of survey are very, very, very minimum, in terms of its availability. There isn't too many of those out there. All right. So out of maybe 20 surveys you get, maybe one of them might, you know, have a pay reward of maybe about $15 or $20. Okay, there are usually, from my perspective, there aren't many of them, but the whole point is that on average, the pay for surveys is very low. All right, so don't think that this is some kind of get rich overnight thing. Okay, if that's what you're thinking, you're gonna be disappointed. Okay, the average pay for online surveys, online survey jobs is not that much. All right, so that's one point that I wanted to. I mean, think about it. If within a week, you just completed about, let's say, 3 surveys or maybe 2, okay, and each one of them paid you 5. Okay, so that means like within a week you're only making somewhere around $10 or $15. That's not much. All right, so that's one thing you need to know. Don't expect some huge amount of money just because you sign up with a survey company. All right. So the next thing, the next point I would say ties into the third point, and that's in order for you to get a lot of surveys, you would probably have to sign up with multiple survey companies. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of you might think that once you sign up with one survey company, that would be enough, to make a decent amount of income, extra income. But that's usually not the case. All right, because that one survey company may not be able to provide you enough surveys to make a decent amount of income. So if you're really really serious about this, you're going to have to sign up with about 4, 5, I don't know, maybe 6 survey companies, so you could get a lot, a lot more surveys. All right, but that again is not guaranteed, and that leads me to the next point. And that's the point where I would say I call it the breaking point for a lot of people. And this is where people, the the place where people get, and they often get discouraged and they just walk away from these online survey jobs. And that has to do with waiting for surveys to be available. All right. Now, when after you've signed up, okay, you have to wait on the survey company to notify you when the survey is available for you. This is not like some kind of a survey buffet, and I think that's the idea that a lot of you have prior to signing up. You think, oh well, after I sign up there's going to be a survey buffet for me to pick and choose, which one I want, how many surveys I want. I just choose whatever I want, complete them, and make us as much money as I want. And that's not how it's like. All right. After signing up, you have to wait on the survey company to notify you once survey is available. They need to check your profile, the information you gave them, and see which of the survey they have that kind of matches with you, and then they can, uh, send that survey to you to complete. So it's not going to be a survey buffet. All right, you have to wait. And again, like I said, this is where a lot of people get disappointed, because after signing up they contact the survey company and they're like, man, I just signed up and I'm not getting anything, any survey coming my way. And most likely when you send them an email or contact them, I don't know if they have some might have phone numbers, but and when once you contact them and you question them, the fact that they're not sending you anything, most likely what they're gonna say is, once we have a survey, we're gonna let you know. At this point, we don't have anything available for you. That could be frustrating, because imagine you waiting for a whole week and you're not getting any survey. Okay, and this is what happens with a lot of the survey um, companies out there. If not all of them, a lot of them do this. They let you wait, and you want to have something doing. You are ready to jump at this thing. You want to get this thing done, and they're telling you wait. So a whole week passes by. If you do not get any survey, you're still sitting and waiting. And a lot of people get frustrated at this point. I think this is what made me just walk away, because I wait and wait and wait and nothing was coming in, and it can be a little bit frustrating. All right, so the next point here has to do with free trial offers that require your credit card information. There are some of the survey companies that, while you're filling out the survey, they could channel you through a free trial offer. All right, and this is where you need to be a little bit cautious, because many of these trial offers will require you to provide your credit card or debit card information. And usually they will tell you, we're not gonna bill you. We're just giving you 7 days or 14 days to try our product. All right, and if you do not like it, they are expecting that you will call the company and tell them that you do not, you don't want to continue with the service, or you don't want any more products shipped out to you. All right. So the company is expecting you, and they kind of, write that in their terms and agreement section. A lot of times we don't even care to read all of that, but they write it to protect themselves. So they're expecting you call if after the 7 day trial or 14-day trial, and you don't like, I mean, you don't feel like continuing with it, the service or the product, they want you to call them. They're expecting you take the responsibility to call. Now, many of us, we are so busy running up and down, we don't have the time to track these things. Sometimes those of you that are very well organized, you're able to take care of that. But a lot of us, we don't have the time to keep track of these things. And then once the trial period is over, they, bill your card, by default, assuming that you do like the service, you do like the product. So you got to be on the lookout for these free trial things. Some of the survey companies might channel you, through that part. So um, uh, the next point has to do with the possibility of receiving unsolicited emails. All right, and that's, every time you sign up with one of these survey companies, they will most likely require you to have an email. Okay, so you have to provide them an email. Now, you'll probably be better off using a secondary email, um, and not your personal email. Okay, because once you provide them your personal email, it's very likely there is a chance you might receive some unsolicited emails, and like products that you never asked to try out, and all kinds of services and products from different companies, and there is a chance for that to happen. So to be on the safer side, you want to err on the side of caution. Just use a secondary email if you plan on doing this thing. All right. So these are the 7 points that I put together. I think any one of you out there looking to sign up with one of these online survey companies should be aware of. So after you sign up, it's not gonna be some kind of a surprise. I hope that these points are helpful to you. All right. Now, having said that, I want to introduce you to an online job that I do. Okay, that has fetched me, or let me say, is actually fetching me on a monthly basis, like $4,000 every month. All right, and there are some months that have exceeded that, but on average, I make about $4,000 a month, and it has nothing to do with these online survey jobs. I wanted to introduce you to a system that I put together. All right, and it's making me, as I speak, making me an average of about $4,000 a month. All right, I call it the automobile cash streams. Automobile cash streams. And what is this all about? Okay, it's a system I put together that allows car dealerships to pay me. All right, and this is not just, I've been doing this for a while, but now I put it together in a way that allows others to also benefit from it. If you're looking to join me and learn about this, it's a very simple thing. And if you're interested, I would like to have you as part of my team. But what this thing is it's just like a referral program that I put together, a very simple system that allow car dealerships to pay me for sending them leads, people that are actively in the market looking to finance a car, people that are actively in the market looking to buy a car, or people who are looking to trade in their old car for a better car. So I have a system where you can easily find these people. I mean, they are out there on a daily basis. I get so many leads, people who are actively looking to finance a car. And all I do is just take their name and number, and I send it to a designated sales rep at the car dealership. And then once they establish contact with them. They schedule appointment for them to come in. When they come in and they finance the car, I get paid. It's that easy. All right. You do not have to sell a car. I never had to pick up a phone to call anybody to try to persuade them to buy a car. None of that. All right. So, like again, I said I make an average of about 4,000 a month at home. Okay, I don't even have to commute to the car dealership. All of this could be done at home. All right, and you can use your computer, or you could use just one or two apps on your mobile phone. Okay, if you are the kind of person who is, who likes to be outside a lot, you could do this with your cell phone. All right, or if you're a lot more comfortable with computer, that's fine also. The good thing about it is you don't have to leave your home, to get this done. Okay, you could do this from the comfort of your home. Again, like I said, there is no car selling, no cold calls. I know there are many of you out there that you just hate to sell stuff. All right, you don't. And I'm like, I don't like to pick up a phone and try to be persuading someone to buy. It almost feels like you are harassing them, that kind of, it feels so awkward, right? So none of that. I have never sold a car to anybody ever since I was born. All right. So like I said, the car dealership, they, all you're doing is just sending the name and number of the lead you found. Send it to the car dealership. The car dealership will establish contact with that lead and set up an appointment and have them come in. All right. Now the car dealership they do not want you to sell. They don't want you to try to persuade somebody to buy a car. They don't want you to do that. That's not your job, right? Because they know if you try to do it, you might mess it up. All right. So the car dealership closes the deal for you. You don't do any selling. You don't even have to pick up a phone and call and try to sell anything or persuade anybody. All right. And I think that's one of the coolest part of this job is the fact that you are not being put in a position to sell or call someone early in the morning, make cold calls, none of that. All right. So I will teach you how to find these leads in the market, without even having to use your own money. A lot of people do paid ads, paid advertising, Facebook, paid ads, Google pay per click. I will show you how to find these leads, who are actively in the market. Guys, these people, it's not like they're laying in the couch and chilling and they saw, some kind of an ad on TV or something. These are people, they are looking right now to finance a car. All right. So I will show you how to easily access a pool of these leads, and they're out there every single day. As I'm doing, this presentation now, there are messages out there that I haven't even attended to. Over 20 something messages. I need to people who are interested in financing used cars, and they are contacting me. They'll be asking you questions like, where are you located? Where is the dealership located? When can I come in? They will ask you, oh, my credit is really bad. I'm making good income, but my credit is bad. Can you help me? They'll be asking questions like, do you guys trade? Can I trade in my old car? These are the kind of questions, I get so many of them every single day. They're coming in, and I'm going to teach you how to access a pool of leads without even investing your own money towards advertising. All right. And again, like I said, all you're doing, just grab the name and number. All right. And then send it to a designated person at the car dealership that is going to be working with you. Right. You just send them the name and number of the leads. And then once the leads show up and finances the car, you get paid, for them coming in to finance a car. Now, in terms of the payment, they pay you like $100 for every lead that shows up to finance the car. All right. There are some locations that pay you $200. Right. There are some locations that will pay you 300, some 400, some even go as high as $500. All right, for every lead that comes in to finance a car. And here's another cool thing: the dealership that I work with, okay, and it's that's one of the nicest part about it. And what it is that once a lead comes in, okay, and they begin the financing process for the car, right, and they do, for some reason they do not get approved for the car, okay, even in that situation, the car dealership still sends me $100 for that lead. So even with the leads that come in to apply and they do not get approved, you're still getting paid. And you might ask, why would the car dealership do that? But they know exactly what they're doing, because they know that once the lead comes in and starts the application process, and maybe they do not complete it for some reason, they do not get approved, there is a very good chance that as soon as they get everything together later, maybe 3 days later, a week later, there might be some of the leads might come in, and maybe they haven't been on the job long enough, right? So maybe about a month later, they might be will mark the time where they've been on the job long enough. There is a very good chance that once they got their ducks in a row, they're gonna come back to the same dealership to finish everything off. And this is why the dealership know that they've seen statistics, they've seen the data in the system, and they can see that people come back again to them. And that's why they don't care paying you $100, even if the lead does not, complete the application process the first time. All right. So this is the coolest thing about. I'm sending in leads. Some of them have not even gotten approved for a car. They never drove off the lot in a newer car, and I'm still getting paid $100 for each one of those leads. So think about it. In a month, you could send just 2 leads in a month, and if the car dealership pays you $400 for every lead that buys, you are making $800 for just 2 leads. Think about that. That's so cool. And for some of the locations, like I said, you send, let's say, 10 leads. If 7 of them do not get approved for some reason, you're getting $700. That's $100 for each lead. And let's say 3 of them get approved and they drive off the lot in a car, you get $100 as well. So you're making, for 10 leads, you made 10,000. I'm sorry, that would be 1,000, right? Rather, right? Yeah, $1,000 for the 10 leads, right? So I mean, this is a great opportunity out there. I wanted to share it with you. I've made close to about $100,000 since I started. I started about probably, I would say maybe 3 years ago, maybe 3 to 4 years ago, and I've made close to $100,000 from car dealerships. All right, I'm gonna give you one. If you, I put this thing together in a PDF, step by step, easy to understand. I organize it in a very easy way, so you can follow it step by step, and then get the results that I'm getting. All right. So if you're interested in to know more about this, and if you sign up, I will personally coach you. All right. I will hold your hand and show you exactly how I'm doing it. You could even find everything for yourself by just reading the book. But I will also be there. I also have a team, a VIP group I put together where I could add you to it, and then you can learn more, about this. It's very, very simple system, and I try to make it a lot easier so that even a junior high school kid can follow this system and get results. All right. So here's a picture of some of the checks that I get from the car dealership. You could see them right here. Again, like I said, I've made close to about $100,000, in checks that has been sent my way. Let me show you a picture of some of the leads, that have showed up at the car dealership, and finance. These are ordinary folks, guys, just like you and me, regular folks, plain Jane, average Joe folks who are out there in the market looking for a car, to finance, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if some of you that are watching this video are actually looking to finance a car, or trade in your old car, or buy a car or something like that. All right, there again, like I said, there are so many leads out there, so many. I get so many of them that a lot of times I get overwhelmed. At some point I have to outsource some of the jobs, to some others to help me out. So many people who are constantly looking to finance a car, or looking to trading their car, or looking, something they just need. Some you get messages like, I need a car ASAP. I need a car to go to work. My kids, some would say, you know what, I just had another kid. Before they had maybe two kids, a regular car was okay with them, but now they need something more spacious. They just had another baby, they need a much bigger car, and I get tons of these messages coming in. And like I said, I'm going to show you, how to access all these leads out there, ready and actively looking to finance a car. So you don't have to even pay to, you don't have to invest money in advertising. Of course, if you want to do that, that's great. But you can start off without, spending a lot of money on advertising. All right. So, if you're interested, please check on this video. You would see, maybe some kind of a link somewhere at the top left or right side of the video, at the bottom somewhere on this video. You should see a link on there, and click on. If not, check at the description area of the video, at the bottom of the video, and you will see a link in there where you can sign up. Those of you that sign up, you're telling me you're serious, because I want to work with people that are serious. If you are looking for some decent, respectable extra income, and you're serious about doing this, when you sign up, you're telling me you are ready to go. I just don't want those that will be procrastinating and wasting my time, and all that. I just want people who are serious about making some extra income. And I'm telling you guys, this thing could end up, being a full-time thing for you. You could make a small business out of this. And I didn't tell you this, but in January of 2017, I quit my job. I was working with a retail store, and in January of 2017, I went to my boss. That was an amazing time in my life. The first time I fired my boss, that was amazing. I went into the office and told him, you know what, I want to move on. I have a small business, and I'm not gonna do that job anymore. And I fired my boss. It was an amazing moment, But yeah, that's how it is. If you're making $4,000, $5,000 a month, guys, that's a something that can change a lot, in your financial situation. I know there are many of you guys struggling out there. I think this will be a perfect way to make extra income. All right. So thank you all for joining me today. Again, like I said, check somewhere on the screen. You will see a link that you could click to sign up, or somewhere at the bottom of this video, in the description area. You should see a link there. You could click to sign up, and then you'll join. You can join my team, and I will be there to help coach you. Thank you all. I appreciate you spending some time with me here, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Also, remember to subscribe. I will be, making such videos like this on a regular basis. So remember, to subscribe. Hit the subscription button, and also that bell thing there. That's that icon that looks like a bell. All right, and so you can, once the video is out, you'll be notified. All right, thank you all, and I wish you all the best, and I look forward to spending some more time with you guys later on. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye.